together as a parent. You just can't be dependent on these people, okay? You have to have your routine together. So, it takes coins to make coins, okay? Hey guys, it's Shay. Welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, thank you so much for clicking on my video. Please subscribe if you like the vibes, and let me know by giving it a thumbs up. In today's video, I want to talk about my transition, my personal transition from being a stay-at-home mom to a work-from-home mom to now being a working mama, I guess. I want to start by saying that I really did enjoy being a stay-at-home mom. I stayed at home with him for about 4 months, and then I started going crazy. I did not really have that much postpartum depression, but I did a lot of self-care and like self-meditating and self-counseling and things like that. I feel like if I wasn't able to talk myself through some things, or if I didn't have that support system that I currently have, or that I had at the time, then I probably would have had postpartum. So I was super scared of getting postpartum as well. So yeah, kind of like beating myself up about staying home with him. I was like, okay, I have to do something about it. I had put Quentin on the waiting list for daycare before he was even born. I know I was a few months pregnant and they suggested to go ahead and put him on the wait list. So I did that, and then maybe when he was at the 6-week mark, they told me that he had a spot. So I was like, awesome. And then COVID happened, and I ended up quitting my job. So I was like, man, he can't go anyway. So they then sent me another email and was like, yeah, so we're closed, but when we open back up, he still has a spot. So I was like, okay, perfect. So that gave me time to get back into the group of things. And then they called me. They called me like mid-June and was like, hey, his spot is open. Are you ready to send him back to, are you ready to send him to daycare? And at this time I was still breastfeeding and everything, but I was like, you know what? Yes, when can he start? And they were like, oh, he can start Monday. So ironically, I had an interview that week for a work from home therapy job. And so I just went ahead and was like, my best bet was to work from home. And then by June or July, I was ready to go back to work. So I told them that I could start Monday after they had called me and said that he would start daycare on Monday, because I knew having a 4-month-old and working from home was not gonna work. He was not on a schedule, he was not sleep trained, crib trained, or whatever like that. So I was just like, we're gonna have to make something work regardless. So I tried it out. I did breastfeeding for another 2 months, and then we started supplementing like half and half with formula and like weaning him down off the breast, because it was really hard to pump and stuff like that. I would be forgetting, and I had a pretty busy schedule. Made those times into my day where I could have been pumping, but being that I was working from home, I was doing other things. Like when you work from home, it's like you're always worrying about the laundry, the dishes, what you need to pick up, and things like that. So it was just like not ideal. But I definitely made it work because I wanted him to have that interaction with other kids, and I did not want to drive myself crazy. So number one tip, ladies, if staying home is driving you crazy and you do have an opportunity to get out or work from home or do something to give you some type of meaning and purpose besides being a mom, do it, okay? Anyway, I continued the work from home thing for a while, and then it just got to be too much because his daycare was about 30 minutes away. So I knew that I wanted to, I had worked from home for about 6 months at that point, and about 5 or 6 months, and I knew that I wanted to like go back in person to start working, but I didn't know if I did go back in person where that new job would be. So we decided to remove him from the first daycare that he was in, and he was at the Air Force Base Child Development Center. It was a little bit more expensive than the Army, but that's the only place that they had a spot open at the time. So we ended up transitioning him to a new daycare, and I started a new job maybe a month later. So yeah, I knew that I was going to be going in person, and so Dad decided that he was going to get him on a daycare that was closer to his job. So now he's at the Army Child Development Center, and we really like it. We have really had good experiences with both. I know some people say that they don't, but number two is if you are looking into childcare, if you don't know anybody that could watch him, make sure you look at reviews And it was easy for me to review the child care centers because I'm a part of a Facebook group that's like an Army Wives group, and they pretty much tell us what centers are good, what centers to stay away from, like horror stories and things like that. They even have some people that work for the center. So if I would have made a post, hey, you know, just interested in Air Force Base Child Development Center, or which child development center on the Army base is good, because we do live on a fairly large Army base or Army post or whatever. There are several centers, and so you just have to be careful and make sure that you're sending them to a good one. Enough of my rant. That was the end of tip number 2. But yes, we did have a really good experience at both. It's kind of like you don't know how it is going to be for you and your child until you actually try it out. So that's just, you know, that's just my little spiel on that. But when I decided to go in person, I was a little nervous because of, you know, the state of the world right now. But most of my kids were virtual, and then I would see some in person. So now, as of January 19th or whatever, the day after Martin Luther King Day, kids are back in person. It's been cool or whatever, but get a routine. I try to make sure that I wake up at like 6. Sometimes I try to wake up earlier than 6, but I try to wake up at least 6 so that I can get ready. I usually try to have my outfit and his outfit laid out beforehand. He's already bathed the night before. If I don't get a shower that night, then I'll get a shower that morning, and that's a case where I would wake up a little bit earlier than 6. Then I would get my stuff together, go warm up the car, put him in the car. After like 15 minutes of like getting him dressed, I usually don't wake him up until after the car is already started and I'm already dressed and all my work stuff is already in the car. So then all I have to do is grab him and we're out the door. If you are not a routine-based person, if you are always late for things, daycare and working may not be for you, because you need to have that backup. You need to have somewhere for your kiddo to go so that you can work. And if you don't have a babysitter, daycare, things like that, and if you don't have yourself together to get up in the morning and get the routine started, baby, you're gonna be right at home with that baby and you're gonna be working from home or calling out or late for work. So I'm just kind of like a go with the flow, kind of wing it type of person, and I've learned like being a mom, you have to have some type of routine. I've been working now for about 2 months and I think I am finally in the groove of getting to work on time. Always late. Your girl is always late. Always. Like, I cannot get myself together, but now I think that it's been awesome. So I can say that if you don't have your coins together for a babysitter or daycare, you better find a family member or something if you want to get out and start working, because we need the fatty, the cheddar, the guac, the cheese, the moolah, the monties, the coins. So it takes coins to make coins, okay? It takes coins to make coins, really. So you know, you're gonna have to spend that and allocate that money to make sure that he's well taken care of, or you know, he or she is well taken care of, and you can boss up and get out on your own. Also leave a playlist at the end of this video so that you guys can watch all of my motherhood content. I will be coming to you guys 2 times a week with some videos. So I will talk to you guys in the next one.